This is a building video. I don't consider myself much of a builder, but I kind of just felt like building today, and I think it turned out decent. It was kind of just a fun experience booting up a Minecraft world to try and build, I don't even know what you'd call this, a stone building of some sort, medieval, maybe? I don't really know. But I am gonna start at the beginning of this world because I didn't build for a while because I wasn't sure what to do. So I basically am just procrastinating at this point. I'm like, okay, the goal is to build here, so I probably need some tools. So I go down to the mines and I'm thinking to myself, do I wanna get diamond tools? Do I wanna get stone tools? I mean, there's a lava pool right here, so might as well enter the nether, right? And you know, now that we're here, we might as well check for a bastion. I did miss up this fire thing. I thought I was gonna die. We're chill though. It's only on normal difficulty and I had some food, so we're pretty good. I did find a bastion, which is cool. Down on 1.5 hearts, not very cool. I really thought I was gonna die here. I got like sneak attacked by a brute and a piglin, but I stole some gold, went over, found a couple chests when I got absolutely rocked by this piglin brute. And dude, when that brute killed me, I just sat there and was like, oh my gosh, do I just scrap the video here? Do I really want to run all the way back to get my stuff? It's just like so annoying and demotivating. But I pull myself together and go back. This whole time, I'm actually in call with a couple friends, just kind of chatting. I have that out of the video because I didn't ask them if I can record their voices, so I'm definitely not going to. But it was just really nice and relaxing, this whole process of gathering materials to build, I don't even know what to call it, a building at the very end. Although this was the most stressful part of the whole journey. I honestly thought my items were going to despawn. You saw I had to punch netherrack with my fist, but I got my crossbow. Thankfully, there weren't any crossbow piglins that were attacking me. Probably would have been GG's. And I got my stuff. I find some diamonds, which is huge. So I decided to make some tools, and it's at this point that I could really start building. I have diamond tools now, right? But I'm like, you know what? Let's get 30 levels. I'm on 29 levels right now. Might as well try to get ourselves a full enchanting setup. And then I realized, wow, it's been an hour and a half, and I have done absolutely zero building. So you know what we need? A Smite 5 iron sword. I was really close with it. I just need to enchant a couple Smite books and go to the nether to get like 20 levels. But I did get the Smite 5 sword, which is cool because we can one-shot zombies now. But finally, I start gathering resources to actually build. I leave the VC that I was talking with a whole bunch of friends because I need to focus up here. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I don't build very much. Yep, I still haven't built. I got all my stuff back, which was really nice. I even used some creepers to collect some dirt, which was kind of cool, until I got an efficiency 3 diamond shovel, which just insta-mines, because I am an expert staller. In fact, insider info here, I actually went rock climbing with my friends at this point, like the ultimate stalling strategy before I finally came back. And I mentioned that I went rock climbing with friends because my hands were absolutely destroyed when I got back to finally start building. Oh my gosh, I can barely play Minecraft. Wait, this is insane. I can't press my sprint button. Okay, I'm turning on toggle sprint. I can't actually move my hand. And so finally we're building. First things first, I made some sort of flat piece of land because I figured I need to do that to build. I also lowered my FOV, which I think was a pro strat. I feel like it really got me in the building zone. Like, I feel like I use different FOVs for different things, like PvP, that's like a medium FOV, speedrunning, that's like a maximum FOV because you want to be taking in all of the information around you to like make the best like judgment calls for like going fast. But building, I figured, you know what? You're trying to focus on the little things and like how it looks, so I just like lowered it, I guess, is the simple thing. And I'm also building an F5, which I kind of liked right here, because I could just like, it was just like drawing, you know, like outlining what this thing is supposed to be, which this isn't going to be one giant building, if you haven't guessed right here. It looks kind of like a bean right now, which is kind of funny. But I'm building like a big retaining wall. This is going to be like a raised up platform for the actual builds to sit on. It's like our empty canvas is the idea here. And this clip is what you probably saw in the intro. It's just like me jumping around, placing stone pillars every once in a while. There's not really like a great strategy behind all this. I just figured I need some rules, maybe some patterns. I also make a little build palette though, because in my head I'm thinking, all right, the best builders, they use like gradients of like colors and blocks in even like simple walls. So I'm thinking here, I have 4 or 5 different types of stone E-blocks. I'm going to try to transition them from like dark to light as we go up the wall. Not like that it's a crazy impressive wall. It's like literally 3 blocks tall, but I think just the extra texture adds a lot. But here's where things start to feel really cool. I didn't show like me placing down the spruce stairs, but I placed down some spruce stairs and I put some logs and strip them. And this is where I start adding like a foundation-y, it's not like foundation. It's like just like a border of wood around the whole thing. And I feel like it really gives it like a sense of structure. Because right now it's just like, it's like a wall of stone, right? And I feel like adding outlines to stuff, even in like regular art, like if you look at like comic book art, adding like a dark, like black outline around characters is just like a really cool style. And I feel like this is maybe that same sort of idea where you're framing something, I guess. Wow, perfect amount of slabs. Insane. And one shot, get destroyed. Dude, it's so different playing in FOV normal. Ooh, berries probably look good. I should probably sleep. The rain probably makes it look really bad on YouTube. Whoa. This is why I got the smite sword, to deal with situations like this. So I have a quick sleep and then get back to building, which involves placing like stairs at intervals. It's almost like upside down crenellations, just kind of like more texture and interestingness to look at is the idea. All right, now I need to put an actual floor on that. How does one make a floor? I want some mud. That's what I really want. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a machine gun. As I'm farming up mud here, I should probably credit my sources. I mean, like, I'm building this whole thing. It's not like I'm following a tutorial, but I kind of got inspired. Actually, I'm trying to think. I kind of just, like, started building on a whim. I really want to become, like, a well-rounded Minecraft player, and it just seemed kind of fun to, like, do some building today, and I'll get better at building. But the thing I wanted to mention was I went into this thinking, I don't really know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to look at, like, some good builders that I've heard of and try to, like, copy their style of building. So all of this is coming from a YouTuber called F-Whip. My cousin's girlfriend mentioned that she watches him at like a family dinner or something. I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of like F-Whip before. He's like on he's like in the same like YouTube space as like the Limited Life people and like those SMPs. I forget the exact one. But I checked out his channel as I was building here, and there was just like really cool video. He was like remaking a pillager outpost. And I just really like the simple style of like just using wood and different kinds of dirt to like build and make stuff look good. I really like the idea of using gradients and several different kinds of blocks to make something. I realized I probably needed some more dirt, so I did some insta mining, which is probably like makes a better argument for like spending time getting diamond tools and stuff. And like plus it was just like fun, and that's like the point of just like this whole thing is just having fun like building. So I gather a couple stacks of this up. I really don't have a good idea for how many stacks of blocks I need for the builds that I have in my head, but I get enough dirt to start placing, and you'll notice that I'm not like, okay, maybe you don't notice, but I notice I'm not individually clicking each dirt block. I'm actually just holding down my right click. And I've thought about this quite a bit. Like, what's better, like individually clicking or just holding down right click? Now, in this situation, I'm definitely biased because like my forearm is absolutely destroyed from climbing. So you bet I'm holding down the right click and not like spamming. But also, it's like an idea of consistency versus like short bursts of speed. Like, I feel like in gun games, there's like a burst rifle or something where it shoots like a couple at once, but then you have to wait a second to reload. But then there's guns where you just like hold down and it'll go and I just feel like the consistency of just holding down is honestly not that bad. Like, maybe if you're just like really good at spamming and like aiming, like you go that way. But just like the consistency and the predictability of holding down right click to place huge volumes, it seems very cool. And the reason I've thought about this a lot recently is just because of like melon stuff. Like when I was making my melon like videos, like I tried to farm like 10 million melons in like 100 Minecraft days. So like a big part of that was placing a ton of dirt. And so I really wanted to be efficient. And those are my thoughts on dirt placing, I guess. Now, I do want to add texture to this like dirt like base, but I think it's wise to add in where the actual like building is going to go on the platform. So I'm imagining in my head like a big part and a small part, and they'll be connected by a bridge, because I think like I don't really know. I just think it'll look better because there's like more variation. I'm also building on like diagonals, which I never really do, and it feels really awkward. Oh, this is a banger song. Okay. I think that's what it's gonna look like. So then we have like a central pathway, right, of mud because it's a lighter block. This is the idea anyways. Mud block is kind of goated. Now I'm out of mud though. It's kind of nice to have mud actually. Wait, mud is kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Dude, the mud looks so good. And then I think on the edges, we do some coarse dirt. Have a nice gradient, as they say. I think that looks cool. Like just a little bit of detail makes me feel proud of myself. Let's fill this in too so it doesn't look so goofy. Just making the canvas for our 2 buildings has made me feel so proud of myself, and I feel like it gave me a lot of momentum to build the rest of the stuff. Like, it got my confidence up. I was like, wow, this actually looks somewhat decent. I also threw in a couple leaves on the very outskirts of the, like this base platform. I feel like it helps transition it from like a solid wall to the rest of the Minecraft environment. But now I start building the actual towers. Wowzer, the actual meat of what I've been wanting to do. Now, I would call myself like not a builder. Like I don't identify myself with a builder, and like maybe I will if I like do a whole bunch of building in the future, but I don't currently. That isn't to say I don't feel like I've somewhat solid ideas on like how to build. I guess I don't. I'm kind of sounding uncertain of myself right now, but I make the base layer of these buildings out of stone brick and cobblestone because it just feels like, I don't know, is to separate the base of something from the major wall. But then for the bulk of everything on top of that first layer, it's just regular stone and andesite. And I'm using andesite because it's like a really light block, and using the stone because like it just feels like a nice light wall. So hopefully it's giving off the vibe of like there's a base layer of something with flat walls on top. That's what I was going for. Once the walls had gotten high enough, I added the key thing to this build. And I think it's what helped carry this a lot. It's just the idea of having 2 separate entities and like connecting them together. That's just like so much more interesting than like a box with a roof on it, right? Now we have like 2 boxes of varying sizes with different roofs on each. And so I'm experimenting a little bit with how to make this bridge. I felt like the lower half should be like thicker, and then like the center part is thinner, so it almost kind of like mimics being an arch. But my favorite thing about this was using trapdoors on the side to emulate like railings. I think it looks really cool. I've never done that before. Dang, bro, what? This strat is cool. What? So now that they're connected, I decide to add another like border thing. I don't know. Like I feel like when in doubt with building, just like throw random detail crap in, you know, like stairs and slabs. It generally just makes it like look better. I feel like that's the general consensus of like what looks good, and like a good builder is like you just like add more detail. Not always, but I think like I said, when in doubt, add some stuff. So the idea here is to add almost like another outline, like I was talking about with those comic books, out of stone bricks this time. So it's like a slightly different material, and then on top of this, we'll keep building up the tower. So now we've not only added like an outline, but we're also like changing the dimensions of it. We're making it thicker, you know, which adds even more interest. I feel like building is all about a game of like adding interest that works well together, and like a lot of it is subjective, and I feel like a lot of it's like hard to talk about because you don't want to be like, so we're gonna add some more depth here to really capture the light of this, the angle of this phosphorus zygomatic material. It's like you can get lost in the sauce with the words. So I don't know, I'm adding some trapdoors here. I think it looks kind of cool. What am I doing? I mean, whatever I'm doing, it's just like working. As you can tell, I really wasn't expecting it to look this good. I feel like a lot of times I've gone into building with this vision in my head. Maybe I see like a cool build in Minecraft. I'm like, I can do that. Like I can think of it in my head. So like, surely I can make something look cool. But then as soon as you go down to placing the actual blocks, you're like, wait, how do I do this? I have like this vision in my head, but it's like super murky. It's like, how do I actually place the blocks to make it look good? And then it just doesn't look good. And you've like gone so much lower than your expectations. And maybe it's that I've had multiple attempts of that, like just throughout the years, and I've developed and seen strategies to build well. But I feel like this time is one of the few times that I'm like, wow, this is starting to look kind of cool. Dude, I keep trying to throw out a stack of something with Q, and my pinky just can't do it, bro. This is insane. My forearms were still utterly destroyed, but I started work on the inn, I guess is what we'll call it. There's like 2 sections to it, and I figured like, I don't know what the heck this is meant to be, so I just decided to make it an inn, because that seemed like basic and easy. This is like the most basic build I can think of. Not like most basic, but like creatively like challenging, you know? Like I'm at the very beginning level, so I want to do like as familiar tasks as possible. I move on to finishing the walls and then realize, wow, I need to like put a roof on this thing, which is something that kind of scares me because a roof, I feel like a roof is something most people don't think about as being big, but it's like massive. It's like one of the biggest parts of a building. So I wanted to do it justice, but I didn't know how to do that. I figured I should probably use a different color of wood. So I imagined getting some birch potentially to make like like a white-ish color. That feels kind of right. But I didn't have any on hand, so I was like, you know what? Let's throw in some interiors, make it look kind of like a bar area. I think we did it decent justice. I also added a sign out front. It's like the least creative sign I've ever made. But next cut, I've got myself some birch. I did a little bit of grinding and decided, you know what, let's do the outline thing again. I go 1 block out from the walls and just start chucking in some birch blocks. And yes, that is basalt you see there. It's the most unique thing as part of this build. I figured it just like, it looks kind of right with the birch blocks. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's because it's like gray and white, or like the textures are somewhat similar. I feel like all the textures look really good. I really like, do you guys remember when Mojang like changed all of the textures to look like more similar? But basically, I just freehand this entire roof. I have like some ideas. I'm like, you know what, I'll like make the stairs connect together. I'll go up 1 block and then I'll add another set of stairs, and maybe these like basalt things are outlines of sorts, but that is it. The rest is just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think it turned out not terrible, which is the best way to summarize it for me. All right, how does it look? It's not bad. I'm gonna go change that. This video is getting kind of long, so I'll wrap up. I just started adding any detailed stuff that I could think of. I furnished the inside, so I added like a roof, but I just chucked down some campfires, extinguished some, added a whole bunch of barrels. Barrel spam was super nice, and I added hanging signs, which was really, really cool. I'd never used hanging signs before. No, I think it's done. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of that, honestly. If you guys liked the video, well, I'm glad you liked the video. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny